I'm really intrigued, Molly, by this film and what made you want to be a part of it. Certainly, it's intense and adrenaline rush throughout the entire thing.
Yeah.
Was there something about Lily or the script itself that drew you to be a part of this?
Yeah, I think that Lily is such a complex character and um I was really just drawn to how how well thought out her journey is and how how imperfect and flawed she is while still being our hero. And like she falters a lot, but she still manages to have her heroic moments, and she still chooses to fight and chooses um to want more for herself. And I think that was very powerful to me. And also, it was really just the script and the concept was really cool. There's a lot that I had never seen before. I'd never seen this like genre blending of horror and fantasy and the kind of like medieval epic almost, and then the intimate family drama. And it all just sort of kind of like came together in a way that was refreshing and different and exciting. I'd never been a part of a project like that. So a lot of things that I think intrigued me, and I was really lucky to be a part of it.
What kind of backstory were you given between Lily and her mom as far as their relationship?
I had known, I mean, what's wonderful about Gordon's script is it gives you so much information. Um, he's not one to skimp on detail or on info. So I knew, I of course knew about her death and the way she died, and we see that in the film. Um, and we also know about, we know that her mother, she has these really beautiful, sweet childhood memories with her mom. Um, but she also has scary memories and memories of watching her mother struggle and her mother she was fighting her own demons, and kind of the complicated relationship she has with her, and particularly the feeling that her death was an abandonment, you know, because it was her choice. Uh, and as a child, you don't understand the larger context. So just that, I think that taints the good memories for a long time for her, because she's not able to see the broader um, context until she gets older, and she's able to see her mother as a whole person and a human. And I think that's such a beautiful it's such a beautiful statement she makes at the end of the film, Lily, about who her mother was and who her mother wasn't, and what she knows to be true, even when intrusive thoughts want to prevail.
We talk about how intense this film is, start to finish. And for you, there must be so many difficult scenes for you to have been a part of. There's welding, there's, putting
Right.
on
Yeah.
putting on the armor. There's you're being choked at one point, invisibly. Things. There's so many scenes that are so challenging for you. Was there one that maybe stood out for you? Maybe it was the welding after to mold.
The yeah, I actually did do the welding, and we had, someone come in and just show me a little bit of how to do it, and they're like, "Okay, great. So you got it. Go. Good. There you go. You can do it now." And I was like, "Okay, here we go. Here we go. This is a challenge." But I think I think for me, probably the biggest challenge overall, as like at least from a physical perspective and emotionally, was some of the like fight sequences where I'm with the helmet off and I've done a lot of this fighting, and then I have an emotional moment and there's crying or whatever. You're always pressed for time on an indie film like this, and you don't always get the perfect environment. You don't always get the perfect, you don't always get all the time you want. And knowing that and having the physical exhaustion of I've had 40 pounds of armor on for for 8 hours, and plus the sword, plus the shield, and and be at an emotional breaking point on top of that, but curated, to be exactly the performance you need it to be. I think those demands were the biggest challenge for me of the film, but also my greatest pride, I think, because I know how hard I fought to be a part of it and how much it mattered to me that I told this story with as much authenticity as I could muster. And I felt a lot of, um, those are some of my fondest memories looking back, because uh, it's a lot to put in, but that's exactly what I wanted. I wanted the challenge and I wanted to immerse myself, and I feel so lucky that I got to, because you don't always have a chance to play something like this, and it was such a joy for me. I would do it again in a heartbeat.
With all those heightened adrenaline moments, how did you shake off a long day of being on set?
I took a shower every single night when I got back, partially to decompress, but also because I was afraid of ticks. And we were we were in the forest in Pennsylvania, and I was like, well, it's tick country, like I've got to I want to, do a tick check. And um yeah, I would get back and I would just listen to music, shower, kind of try to um, calm the nervous system.
What do you think it is about Wild Eyed and Wicked that's just going to make it such a fan favorite, fast fan favorite, at least to me it was. Intense thriller, but also a beautiful fantasy at the same time.
I think, well, I think you said that beautifully. So thank you. Um, yeah, I think what is going to make it a fan favorite is that it's just so unique, and there is something for everyone in it. And I think that it's surprising and quirky, and um, there's just really a lot of meat there, and there aren't holes either. I think sometimes you can love a movie at first, and then you watch it over and over again and you're like, well, there's sort of, there's a little bit of a hole in this plot point here, or I don't know if I buy that anymore with this character. And um not to make a pun or anything, but it's pretty like an ironclad um script, I think. And I think there's a lot of integrity in the film and in the world, and it's yeah, it's fun and weird, and uh yeah, I think I'm very proud of what we managed to pull off.